And we are back in action, back amidst the absolute chaos going on in the Middle East. Sounds like tokens off the calendar for this year, at least in Dubai. Again, best wishes, prayers, shout outs, and hopes, all the positive energy we can send to all the crypto homies, friends, degens, fellow industry people in Dubai. I know a lot of them have tried to get out already. Some of them have made it out. Some of them are still stuck there amidst the different bombings and whatnot's going on there. Hope that is all resolved soon. Obviously, something completely out of our hands, but definitely something that's playing a big factor into the market here. Andrew, what's going on in light of this attacks? I saw when the attacks first started, Bitcoin tanked, but how are we doing now?
It's just sideways, still just sideways consolidating. On the weekend, I did see some rallies try to come in, and then obviously on the news of the bombings and stuff, things initially sold off, and then things kind of rallied back again yesterday, and then we closed off selling again. So it's a lot of just kind of back and forth. I think the market's still trying to figure out whether this is a risk on or risk off type environment. Obviously the plays that are pretty hot right now is like anything in oil, defense stocks, gold even.
So I saw gold got a
US
good
dollar as well. So crypto, I thought maybe crypto could rally, just based on the price action we're seeing the last couple of days. We are trying to form these double bottoms along Bitcoin right now. We tried to come in yesterday, kind of fell off as New York closed. We've just been kind of selling off today. Hopefully when the US comes back, we can kind of push it back forward, and we can start seeing some rallies in between. But when I go on lower time frames, it just seems like we're kind of breaking down here again, selling off. So it just kind of leads to me to believe that we're still stuck in a range here, right? You got your top of range here, and then you got the bottom of your range here. So we're just gyrating in between, waiting to see if we can break out. If we do break out of that double bottom, I would be probably adding to my position for a little like swing trade, a 2-to-1 risk reward. We are quite oversold. There is potential divs. But our downside target is still within that 52 to 40K area, which is this larger reload zone that we talk about. So I don't think there's a real bottom until we actually hit those levels. But if in the meantime something does form structures here, we do try to start rallying, then at least maybe a swing back to that 90K area could be realistic. So just waiting for consolidation, waiting for that confirmation, and then off we go.
I'm pretty bullish here, to be honest. I think the war will be good eventually for BTC. Remember, Iran does have the biggest mining facilities for a country. Their mining cost is like $8,000 to $10,000. So having them out of the game, I think that will affect BTC price quite a lot.
Bro, they had oil and they had Bitcoin mining. They never stood a chance. They were getting liberty one way or another.
Yeah. So I mean, look. I do think crypto could rally again if we do get that confirmation in that bullish structure. Same with Ethereum. If Ethereum can start turning around, giving us that clean W breakout here, then I do think we should see a bit of a counter rally. Market's been pretty boring the last couple months here now, pretty much since the beginning of the new year. Just kind of stuck this sideways consolidation. So eventually something's got to give. We're either going to break up above or we're going to break below to form a new range. Hopefully it's to the upside. I don't know how this war stuff's going to resolve, but if things cool down and there's talks of like peace negotiation and stuff like that, then maybe some risk will come back into the market, and maybe we start to see some kind of rallies here. But at the moment, we're still in a range. We're still stuck in this kind of sideways consolidation. If you look at it across the altcoins, same concept. Like we're just sideways consolidating. We're trying to form these little bottoms at the moment, and the market's just waiting now. It's if Bitcoin ETH starts going off, I do think some of these altcoins can start running as well, and we just have to kind of wait and see. There's 4 picks that I was kind of eyeing. I got some layer 0 at the moment. I like this reload zone that it came into. Nice level bottom within the reload zone. You got the bullish divergence. You had some oversold conditions. Solana, same idea. You got the reload zone, 61.8 to 17.6. That's kind of where you want to start seeing the buy step up. We've been consolidating sideways. We got some double bottoms trying to come in. Not the most prettiest bullish div, but we are oversold as well. Link, same idea. This one's just a little bit below the reload zone now, but it did bounce off that 88.6, that fib level, right against these previous structural bottoms. So same idea. If we can start printing structure here, getting some double bottoms coming in, we are oversold as well. And we did clean up this giant liquidity that was left behind on that October 10th there. So I do think eventually, the market should be bottoming around here. Only a matter of time. Hopefully these setups can come in. Hopefully these double bottoms break through, and then we can get some counter rallies finally. So I do see some positivity. Maybe we get a nice little spring rally, but it's still too early to tell. But I do feel like we're getting closer and closer to some kind of big move. It feels like so.
I do feel here that we are bottoming out. Look at Bonk, look at all of these big names. I think as long as you're making some kind of money, you have a crypto project and you're making money, you will survive and you will become stronger.
Yeah, I mean, these companies like Link, for example, they've got such a massive treasury. They ain't going anywhere. They're not going to have a massive treasury, but they're producing revenue. So that's really, I think, a good strategy. And we've talked about this before. Find some of these tier 1 type projects, whether they're an L1, an L2, an Oracle, a service provider, a DEX, whatever. These guys that are number 1 making money and number 2 that have big treasuries. Ideally, if you can find someone that has a big treasury and is making money, wait till their tokens down 80%, 90%, and those are going to be pretty safe bets for whenever the market resumes, whether that's into this year or in 2027, 2028. Those might be some easy 5, 10, 20 X's.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah,
I just want to say, most of these tier 1 projects that are top 100, top 200, they have massive treasuries. Still, they have massive treasuries. They're not gonna go anywhere. Just wait for your moment. I think we're actually bottoming out now. And like Nathan said, Link and others that have real businesses, those are gonna be good.
Yeah, hopefully we get some kind of little pop here. I look at the index; it does look a little bit worrisome. It is breaking down. Stablecoin dominance is perking up, but overall, we've been straight selling for weeks here. Eventually, there's a bit of a counter trend rally. So I am hoping that we can see some of that. Obviously, if this war stuff gets worse, then maybe we might have to put a pause on this again, and then just kind of wait till closer to the end of the year, like I was talking about last time. But yeah, I mean, crypto wise, we're in a range. We're getting into interesting levels. There are setups that are trying to come in now. So it's just a matter of position sizing and hoping for the best. When I look over on equities, I think equities could be actually topping out finally now. We were stuck in this range for quite a while now, pretty much bottom of the range, top of the range, and it's just been kind of gyrating. But if you look at it, we're seeing a lot more double tops than double bottoms here at this point. And then obviously with the war stuff and fear, people naturally kind of sell off their tech stocks, their growth stocks, and go into more fear proxies, like gold, for example, oil in this case, just as they close the Strait of Hormuz. So there's a bit of a supply shock, which is obviously good for oil. The only thing that I think could stop the rallies there, if OPEC comes out, talks about producing more supply essentially and flooding the market. That's one way they can maybe combat the inflation on price, and then that could halt kind of a bit of the rallies. But as of right now, I think as you can see, tech is a bit getting whacked. Dow Jones already leading the way on the top of the market here. We've just been kind of topping out and selling off, and then rest of the market looks kind of weak here. So tech stuff maybe not so much. We look at metals. Seems like mostly gold seems to be the place. All the other metals are kind of stalling now. We were trying to get double bottoms coming in, so I thought maybe there could be a trend continuation type setup, kind of like how you see on uranium. But it looks like a lot of them are kind of stalling again. It's really only gold that was breaking out. Uranium is breaking out, obviously, with uranium, nuclear shit talking about. But we are coming right back up to top of the range here. So do expect to see some kind of resistance. We don't know if this is truly a bull market again. This could just be a reactionary price action on the news, and then things can just quickly switch over again in the next few days as things kind of settle down. But if things do get worse, then I do think gold in the long term probably will continue. And then same thing with like oil, for example. We've been talking about going long oil since pretty much beginning of February. We had this really nice double bottom coming in. Pretty much this is like what you call like a bot setup. It's just a AB equals CD harmonic. So we did actually hit our target on that news day on Monday, yesterday. And then today, as you can see, we are still kind of breaking out. Oil, I think, realistically, what do we got? We've got until $83 as kind of like the major resistance. That would be the 38.2 for a stop of this range. So there's still room for it to kind of rally. Obviously, it's good for oil names. I don't play the futures directly. I just play like the names, like small cap, mid caps within that sector. So yeah, I've been mostly kind of focusing on equity stuff. Crypto, obviously, still a bit a lot of waiting. But I am getting a little bit of interest back into crypto as things kind of go sideways here. But again, it really depends on those double bottoms, and then I'll be ready to pull the trigger. But for now, mostly just playing in equities. And then if you look at US dollar's on the rise, obviously. So that's another bet.
Finally, yes.
So US dollars in the reload zone for the shorts. Let's see if we can actually break above that high there. If we do break above, then I think we got to look at higher objectives, like maybe 101. That would be that 38.2 of this range. So that's kind of where I'm thinking dead cat bounces to if we do break above that high there, around 99. So yeah, US dollar is bull. If you look at all the other currencies, everything's kind of getting wrecked. Shorts. Yeah. That's the state of the market that we're in right now. So
Yeah.
So sometimes
I'm still bullish. I think things are going to get better eventually.
yeah, I mean, you got Circle rallying hard,
We
There's
just
some
need
signs of
and all good.
So is this looking like we're going to follow the, get a little rally here, maybe get some gains, and then get into another sell in May and walk away situation? Or if we get a rally here, is it something you think is going to hold through till the elections?
No, I don't think anything's going to hold till election. I think if anything, everybody says sell in May, walk away. It sometimes happens in April. We might actually see it happening now.
So
and then it's just a matter of waiting. Probably close to September is what I'm thinking. Even seasonality chart wise, the Jan barometer, it is pointing to the second half of the year. So maybe closer to August, September as like a pivotal bottom. So as of right now, I think the market's looking a little bit risky. It's a bit heavy. S&P, NASDAQ, Dow, it's already all breaking down. So I wouldn't be too eagerly trying to long risk on assets. I would just be more cautious and just wait and see how this war stuff resolves. Once they do talk about peace negotiations and whatnot, then we can start considering maybe some counter rallies. But until then, I think, it's like a risk off market, gold, bonds, US dollar, those kind of proxies, probably are better bets right now.
Invest in timeshares.
And timeshares in Dubai, actually.
Yeah, timeshares in Dubai. And
yes, they're 90% off right now.
Bro, get ready. Save up some money for Iran real estate. It's going to be real popular here in about 6 months' time.
Oh, God. I'm already seeing like a lot of memes of passport bros. They're all like gearing up. I'm just like, God damn.
Hey, yeah, well, Iran needs a central bank, okay?
Oh, shit.
Well, anything else on overall charts and market performance that we're looking at here this week?
That's it for me. I think I covered most of the charts that I want to take a look at. So, yeah.
Appreciate that. Well, let's take a look here on some maybe headline news. I think you probably all, if you're watching this, you're fairly familiar with everything we're probably going to cover. Pretty much one thing in the news at the moment, and it is the war and how that's affecting all the markets. How long is the war going to last? How boned are we? Right. Top of the page on Polymarket. Will the Iranian regime fall by June 30th? Only 36% of people think yes right now. 65% chance no, this is going to extend into the future. U.S. Government already coming out making headlines saying that it's going to be what was originally meant to be a couple day strike is now going to take at least a couple weeks. Many people saying this echoes the Afghanistan and Iraq wars that were supposed to be just a quick incursion in and out in a month and went on for 20 years, something like that. So a lot of people are saying this is going to be the Afghanistan, Iraq 2.0. I personally don't think this is going to be concluded anytime soon, at least not in, a lot of people are saying, we're talking about specifically with like token in Dubai, saying, oh, it's 7 weeks away. I don't see any fathomable way that this is concluded in 7 weeks. I mean, even if they have whatever, put troops on the ground and put a new regime in, there's still going to be pockets of resistance and random attacks going on inside and outside of Iran for the foreseeable future. We're already seeing flare-ups in countries like the U.S. Embassy in Pakistan was attacked yesterday. The Marines that there responded, I think, killed somewhere between 10 and 20 people that were attacking the embassy there. There's been similar issues in, I believe, Iraq, and many other places, right? So this is not an isolated incident. This has far greater reaching geopolitical issues outside of just the country of Iran itself. All of the Middle East is going to be a hotbed for the foreseeable future. So, again, I would adjust plans accordingly, and not just travel plans, but market plans, etc.
Buy oil, buy gold. No, I'm just kidding.
Long Raytheon.
Short the airlines.
Long Raytheon, short airlines. The Strait of Hormuz basically closed down yesterday, which most of the world, a huge portion of the world's oil flows through there. That has obviously everything to do with the war, as well as interestingly, you would think as soon as the strike started, that would have closed down, as tankers were worried about getting hit with attacks going through there. It wasn't until yesterday when the Lloyd's Bank of London, which provides most of the insurance for all of these crude oil tankers, said it was too much of a risk to continue to fund policies for ships going through there. So interesting to see that it's less about it comes down to risk, but what are they more worried about risking? human lives or
Payouts?
the actual money. As soon as the insurance went away, all of a sudden now we've got to stop shipping through there. But prior to that, they're like, "Fuck it, let's ball, boys. We got a policy on your ass." So, yeah. So U.S. Iran ceasefire, another one here by June 30th. 80% saying maybe there'll be a ceasefire. Nothing. Maybe it's about 2/3 think maybe by the end of April. Less than 50% think by the end of March. So I think these are very ambitious and hopeful estimates here, but we will see. What else can we learn about the world and the markets today based on Polymarket? Yeah, I mean, mostly Iran, U.S. Texas primary. This is pretty important election news for midterms happening in the state of Texas at the moment. Everything else Iran related looks like. It's new supreme leader, crude oil. Where's crude oil going to be at by end of March? 26% chance above 100, 40% chance above 90. What are we at right now, Andrew, for crude oil?
We are at 74.
At 74 right now.
Yeah.
So
and 83 is kind of where I'm thinking as like a major resistance if we are to keep rallying here.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean 76% at 80, I could see that.
Yeah, I think quite a lot of confluence coming in there.
75, yeah, more than 75. But it really depends, like, you know, if the Strait of Hormuz or whatever is closed, stays closed, then there's no like new supply shock. But
yeah,
apparently
some people are apparently betting on that under $40 a barrel by the end of the month.
Oh wow!
I guess they're expecting this war to be concluded, new oil reserves to be found, and
oil's free now.
Yeah. So yeah, as far as Polymarket goes, pretty much everything is centered around either U.S. election news or the war. Fed interest rate decision in March, pretty well locked into no change here. 97%, 97.1% saying no change.
Yeah, makes sense.
25 basis point decrease. I mean, what are we looking at? 55.5x there on a bet for the yes. But yeah, I think it's all but locked in here. Hasn't been a whole lot of news. I think the overall Fed news would be a lot more relevant if we weren't in a war right now. So
yeah.
What do we got on the economic calendar coming up here the rest of this week? Let's see. Not a whole lot of anything crazy. Wednesday, ADP non-farm employment change, crude oil inventories, jobless claims on Thursday. That's probably the biggest one this week. Retail sales, non-farm, payroll, unemployment rate. So yeah, Thursday, Friday, some important economic data coming in, but I think regardless of what we see there, everything's going to continue to be overruled by the noise in the Middle East, the war over there. So that's going to be for the foreseeable future, be the predominant tailwind driving any sort of markets in any sort of direction here. Although there is a wild card on Sunday, it's Russian Women's Day, so that could have some major economic impact for us.
Oh, good that you reminded me.
Don't you forget. I think is it International Women's Day like the 9th or something?
I don't know. They have one every month in Vietnam, so
yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah,
for you guys.
Yeah. And yeah, rounding out the month, CPI data coming in, home sales, GDP numbers, PCE numbers, and then of course on the 19th we got the interest rate decision. Not expecting any surprises there, and that pretty much rounds out the rest of the month there for crucial economic data coming in. I don't know, any of this stuff you're expecting any surprises or seeing make any sort of real impact the rest of the month here?
No. I'm more focused on just what's going on with the Middle East, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's going to escalate, to be honest. I do see us going into war in Europe also. I don't know. Like everything that is happening is due to Israel and China. So I think the
Yeah.
long term here is going to be like China is going to get molded. Like we took Venezuela, so there's cheap oil for China. We took now Iran away, cheap oil for China. Like what's left? China. Obviously, I'm just speculating, but from outside, that's how it looks like.
Yeah, let's hope we don't push China to go after Taiwan. We're a little too close to Taiwan for that, because then we can't fly. If you go this way to fly back to the States or Canada, you got to fly through the Middle East. If you go the other way to fly through, you got to go over Japan, Taiwan, Korea. Like we'll just be isolated out here. The wars on either side of us. Not great. Obviously, we're being selfish there. Much more concerned about the people of Taiwan and the Middle East, but you get the idea. Last thing we need is two front World War III starting.
It's gonna come, bro. Don't you worry.
Well,
Give us at least another year, please. Like,
yeah, let us make some money first. Fuck, man.
I'd like to be a little more financially secure for when I need to hunker down for 4 years and wait for this all to sort itself out. Vietnamese construction jobs for a non-native Vietnamese speaker, I can't imagine pay very well.
Yeah.
What is in the news? We talked about this, I think, last time we were on. Zach XBT saying on the 23rd he was going to release who the big insider trading accusations were going to be about. We saw the poly market. Axiom, I believe, was number 1 or number 2 up there. So congrats to whoever got it on that bid. It was, in fact, Axiom. All sorts of details coming out about employee insider trading. The official word coming out of from Axiom is, we had no idea this was happening. So they're playing the ignorance is bliss card. We'll see how that holds up in court. We'll see how that holds up in the court of public opinion. Though lucky for them, timing has been beautiful. A great time to have a hugely negative PR article come out on you right when the giant war starts. So Axiom pretty well flying under the radar. Even searching for this, I had trouble finding major stories, even X articles on what's going on with the insider trading. There's a few mentions of it, but for the most part, this has been gone completely under the radar. So I guess bad for us, lucky for Axiom.
Yeah, I mean, they came out with a public statement, saying like, we didn't know, blah, blah, blah. We're sad this happened. But like at the end of the day, it wasn't even like that big of a deal in my opinion. Like the guy made a few $100K, and then he betted on himself that Axiom was gonna get called out and made $500K. Like it was fucking wild. And then I don't know, I personally thought it'd be a lot worse. It's just like they caught like a senior BD guy, pretty much using like the master tool sets to track wallets essentially, and then just pretty much like copy trade, right? That's not it's not that crazy. Like I would think like there's worse shit happening at like Coinbase or these exchanges that are actually front running the listings, stuff like that. So, I thought it was kind of a overhyped story, and I think a lot of people in CT said the same. It was kind of like, really, this is what the big deal was. Like you got Jane Street coming out talking about like them destroying Luna and all this shit. And it's like, okay, this guy scammed what, like 400K or something, 500K.
Yeah, something like that.
Definitely bigger fish to fry out there.
All right, whatever. Like there's meme coin scammers that are making millions of dollars, and he doesn't give a fuck about that. All right.
Yeah,
he's losing his edge, bro.
Been compromised. They got to him.
Well, like he made the story so hyped, and then like the news drops, and it's like, oh, okay. The guy was like copy trading wallets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Doesn't seem that.
But you can
Meanwhile-
do it anyway. You can do it on chain. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, there was more information that like you maybe not be able to get access to, right? So that was kind of the thing. But plus, inside trading is not tolerated anywhere. So
Well, apparently,
gone.
apparently,
Just
it is
kidding.
if you're in the U.S. government.
Yeah. So
What else do we got here today? MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, not giving up, continuing to double, triple, quadruple down on his bet, acquiring another 3,000 Bitcoin for 200 million at an average of just under $68,000 per Bitcoin. This is as of March 1st. They now hold 720,737 Bitcoin. Pretty impressive. They're at an average of just under $76,000 per Bitcoin. Obviously down at the moment, but I can't imagine in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, this is going to look like one of the smartest bets anyone's made in the history of mankind.
Or the dumbest.
I mean, yeah, zoom out. If you go 5 years out, 10 years out, if Bitcoin's at $500,000 or $1 million,
Back to 10K, who knows?
Yeah,
Might hit some black swans on the way, man. Fuck.
that
Nothing
is the
goes
good
up
question.
forever.
That's the good question: is do we? How far do we dip before it goes up that up there?
Yeah. So I wonder, like, what's this like holding standard, like position? So you know how like the ranking of who owns the most Bitcoin? Where is he at now?
That's a good question. Let's see. Let's ask ChatGPT because Claude's down today because DoD is too busy using it to bomb Iran. So we don't have access to Claude today. Satoshi, BlackRock, Coinbase, Binance, MicroStrategy. Although I don't know if they're, according to this, 720,000 will put them in number 3 behind BlackRock, it looks like.
Huh.
So yeah, Satoshi. What's interesting is now you've got BlackRock and Strategy closing in on that number 1 spot. They only need a couple 100,000 more Bitcoin to take over Satoshi.
Damn.
How many?
Satoshi's at an estimated 1.1 million Bitcoin. BlackRock's at almost 800K already. Coinbase at almost 900K, and MicroStrategy at 720,000. So sorry, that would put Strategy at number 4. So Satoshi, Coinbase, BlackRock, and then Strategy.
Goddamn BlackRock owning everything.
A lot of Bitcoins, a lot of corns.
That's why you buy some BlackRock stock. It's the only way in.
That is a lot of corns.
We get to own BlackRock by owning their stock.
Hype looking good. Monster 12% candle. Hype, another one of those that they're making revenue, making money, baby. Still with like less than 20 employees, making $1.5 billion a year. Pretty wild stuff.
It's pretty good.
Not too shabby. Yeah, the Hyperliquid Strategies DAT PURR is the only DAT still in the green. Here's all the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean,
are we like? That was one of the fastest trend bubbles I think I've ever seen. DATs became the most popular thing. Everybody was just yeeting money into them, billions of dollars. And it was like for like 2, maybe 3 months. And then they all started launching. And now they're like a 4-letter word.
Well, the thing is like they're stupid because, one, they came in at the top of the cycle. They should have tried the dad approach at the end of the cycle. Kind of
Yeah.
like now. Things are so cheap, things are dying, nobody wants any of this shit. That's when you want to start pooling these assets and creating a fund, in my opinion. Versus when you're trying to chase something that's hot, where you know that prices are going to retrace, correct themselves, especially this late into the cycle. It was just a recipe for disaster. So I kind of knew it was going to happen. I was just like, man, these guys are idiots. Like,
can these DATs stay solvent until we get back to, probably what do they need above 100K minimum Bitcoin? That's, I think, going to be the big question here.
Yeah, we'll see.
If that happens later this year, probably they can make it and to turn a profit. If that doesn't happen till 2028, they might be fucked. Especially if Bitcoin continues to drop in the meantime.
True.
Yeah.
If we see 40K Bitcoin for a sustained period of time, these guys are going to be hurt.
I'd be so happy for 40K Bitcoin.
Sustained 40K Bitcoin for like 6 months.
Bro? So happy.
We
need a good wipeout. Wipe out all the noobs. Get them all of them out. Get these institution fucks out.
Give us time to save money so we can buy as many 40K Bitcoins as we can. Give us time to close some deals, baby.
Yeah, let us get some commissions first, actually.
Yeah. That's right. What else? Oh, not a lot of other headlines outside of war news. I mean, few banking things. Barclays considering blockchain platform for payments that's barely even a headline anymore. Every single bank, every single financial institution is looking at blockchain for payments right now. Morgan Stanley applies for bank charter to custody crypto assets. Again, same thing there. That a year ago, maybe 18 months ago, this would have been a green candle day off of news like this. But now it seems like you're seeing a story like this every other Tuesday. Not too much else, nothing too crazy overall. This kind of tells a story right here. Will Iran regime fall by June 30th? We have a what do they call a treaty in place. When will the conflict end? A ceasefire? That's I think is going to drive the markets for the foreseeable future, at least the next month, probably for the next 6 months.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, all eyes on that. Otherwise, hope you're not stuck over in the Middle East. If you are, stay safe. I think that's probably it for us today. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll be back here next Tuesday as well. We're changing up our strategy a little bit, cutting it down to 1 day a week on the live streams. But do keep an eye on all of our, different mediums. We're going to be, you'll see us on other people's podcasts, live streams, etc., much more frequently coming up. So if you can't get enough of Andrew and Jan, you know where you'll be able to find them on a podcast near you soon.
Ooh.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you very soon.
Thank you, guys.